Brain injury is on a continuum. You start at the very beginning, and you have concussions, also mild brain injuries. Mm-hmm. You then can go to moderate to severe brain injury. So you look at where is that person on the continuum.
Right.
So if you're representing someone who has had a very severe traumatic brain injury, so it may be obvious in the way they speak, they may have motor difficulties, i.e. problems with the use of their hands, the legs, whatever. From a legal standpoint, they're much easier. They're easier to recognize. Usually the MRIs or CT scans are abnormal, meaning there's objective evidence of brain injury. So in those situations where the effect is so dramatic, yeah, I would hire someone to prepare a day-in-the-life film, which would mean we would hire a company to come and follow someone on a day-to-day basis and film to be able to show a jury the effect that the injury has had. That's at the one end of the continuum. Going to the other end, the more mild brain injury, there was a belief that all those people get better. We now know they don't all get better. Mm-hmm. But those people have much more subtle problems. Ron Roof, a noted neuropsychologist, coined the term the miserable minority. Tom Kay, a neuropsychologist formerly in New York, I think he's up in Vancouver now, called it the silent epidemic. Because you see these people, you could have had a mild brain injury and have problems with attention, concentration, but in a short conversation, I wouldn't be able to tell. And in those cases, there is very little objective evidence. That people complain of problems, as I said, attention, concentration, short-term memory. They may read a newspaper and forget, but they can work. They used to be able to multitask, do lots of things. Now they have to do one thing at a time. Takes longer. Think of it getting up in the morning and we all have a full tank of gas and we run our day, and at night we go to sleep, we fill up the tank. People with cognitive problems, they have problems with fatigue because when they wake up in the morning they don't have a full tank of gas and the gas runs out quicker. Mm-hmm. There's nothing objective for those people, and they look normal. So to those people, they're usually referred to a neuropsychologist. They can run a battery of written and oral tests to measure what the problems are. There are also much more new, sophisticated diagnostic tests. Normal MRIs or CT scans, someone would go into an emergency room. Doctor makes a diagnosis of a concussion. They order a CT scan because the emergency room doc's afraid, well, maybe there's a bleed and there's going to be a surgical emergency. Let's rule that out. People with concussions, mild brain injuries, those scans are normal. Mm-hmm. And so from a litigation standpoint, the insurance companies, the defense attorneys, well, there's nothing objective. And fortunately, we're getting more and more sensitive tests, PET scans, diffusion tensor imaging, which can measure and view the white tracts in the brain. We're able now to start objectively documenting what before was impossible to document.